So hello everybody, welcome back. I'm doing this video as a requested video. This is about gasoline, and yeah, this is how we are currently storing it. Um, these are water containers, but here's the deal. I'm going to say that right off the bat. Not all water containers will work, and not recommended if you have no idea what you're doing, because there are some water containers that will melt or will be deformed, and they will accumulate gases and stuff. So do not do this unless you know what you're doing, and unless you understand the risk about storing gasoline. There is a lot, the word a lot doesn't even cover it, of fires that happen because people will by mistake, they will use the same containers but not the proper brand or not the proper plastic and stuff like that. And these things will leak. And then, there will be gas, because gasoline does not ignite on liquid. It ignites because of gas. So as soon as this thing starts to smell, then you have a problem. And this one is the one that is supposed to be proper. I put it here in writing, just in case somebody is handling this and they don't know what is happening. Oh, and by the way, those are mosquitoes all over here. I have a storeroom in my house that where we put certain tools and stuff that we never use. That is where I store these two. Now, this one has 20 liters, and these ones are 5 liters. So 1.5 gallons, and 4 times those. These ones are good for measurement and for other things. And these handles, you have to be very careful because they can break due to you carrying them. So you need to understand how to carry that thing and other stuff. Now I'm going to talk to you about this situation so that you can get a better understanding of certain things that are very, very, very important. So anyway, grab your coffee, and you may also want to grab a notebook, and then maybe do like a 2-column thing, just to tell you what expectation is and what reality is. Several things. By the way, this particular topic is in one of my books. It's about how to obtain gasoline and things like that properly when there is a black market that is handling everything. So anyway, having said that, if you wanted to share a coffee with me, you can do that in the link down below. And if you wanted to help me out, you can also send an Amazon gift card. And I have a Telegram group in which I talk about these topics, and then I answer questions and everything like that. I also take requests into that group and things like that. And anyway, the conditions to join the group are in the videos of the Telegram group and other videos. And I'm going to continue by telling you the following. Write down, like I said, expectations and reality. The expectation, about you handling gasoline is probably going to be kind of like, you finding proper containers, the ones that are probably red or probably black in color. And they are probably, kind of cheap. Maybe not that cheap, but kind of cheap. So, reality of the situation is that I want to ask how many people right now in good times or sort of good times, how many people do you know that they will carry those containers in their car just because, they are prepared for an emergency and stuff like that? I mean, how many cars do you see that when somebody opens the door or somebody opens the trunk, you can see that they have those containers? My guess is that not a lot, right? So if somebody has those things in good times, they are kind of flashy because you don't see that very often. In fact, you might even consider that they are paranoid or something. Some people will be kind of like, why do you have that? Is it that dangerous? Is it, a lot of, are you expecting trouble or whatever? And then it's going to be like an issue because nobody else is buying those. Nobody else has those. And it's a thing. Now, during hard times, if people did not bother getting that, which is essential, because quite frankly, gasoline is as essential as water. Propane is as essential as water and gasoline. And you're like, no, yes, it is. Trust me on that one. Unless you are in very hard times, you will not know the value of those two, of those three things. But anyway, people are not preparing for that. And then some people will have those. Again, if in good times, people that had those were kind of flashy, then what makes you think that during hard times, people that have those will not be considered flashy? So your expectation is, okay, there is a shortage in gasoline, everybody's going to buy this, everybody is going to be like that. So you're thinking, yeah. But again, you're thinking like a prepper or probably somebody who is into education or somebody who is a little bit smart and plan ahead. But more than half of the people will not plan ahead, and they also will not have the money or the capability of buying these things. So what happens is that when you are in a shortage of gasoline, then people will want those containers because they will know they are useful, but they will not want to pay for it. Nobody will want to pay for it. So if you need to get a taxi or an Uber or whatever you want to call it, then you're going to pay them with gasoline. So I have a question. If they are paying with gasoline, that means that you're paying with the liquid only, or are you paying with the container? Because my point is that people will take your gasoline, but they will also take the containers. So if you are okay with that, then you have to know that people will part with your containers and they will not give them back unless you ask them. And even if you ask them, people are not going to come back to give it to you unless they are your neighbor or somebody like that who literally can just walk maybe half a block or something to give it back to you. But all the other people, they are not going to get it back to you. So if you're trading or using gasoline in a very daily basis, how many containers do you think that you're going to need if you are going to be doing this? Because like I just said, it's a flashy thing. Everybody will want it, but nobody will want to pay for it. And then somebody has them. And that somebody is probably you. And also, if you are stopped by the police or anyone in law enforcement, and they can tell that you have gasoline in your car and you have the container, what do you think is going to happen to that gasoline? Do you think that they are going to just let you go with it? I mean, as soon as they realize that you have that gasoline or that container, you are going to be into a hard position because you might need to give them the gasoline and the container in order for you not to go to jail or not to pay a fine or not to be stopped there for 6 hours or 1 day or whatever. And in order for you to avoid troubles, you are probably going to be in that position, which, by the way, it happens quite often. And in fact, even people who are using trucks that are filled with food that will go from point A to point B, let's say that it's 100 kilometers. So every 5 kilometers of those 100 kilometers, you will have one roadblock. And in every roadblock, they will stop you and they will take gasoline from you. So if they see that in the truck you have 20 containers, they will take one. And then they're like, you're like, but I need it to come back. Yeah, sorry, you only need 19 to come back. Then the next one will be kind of like, no, sorry, you cannot use 18 to come back. The next one will be, no, you only need 16 to come back, and so forth. And then by the time you get from point A to point B, you already had more than half of the containers and the gasoline already decommissioned or used for bribing or for whatever. And then you will not have containers to fill up again to just be back from point B to point A, which will make food very, very, very expensive and very, very unattainable. Because who is going to drive, and pay gasoline and food for every roadblock and trying to get from point A from point B? And then having to beg so that in point B something happens and then you have to buy again the containers, and then somehow you gotta figure out how to fill them. And then when you're going back, they will also stop you. And they will also take the freaking gasoline or the diesel. So it's bad. And another thing, if the container is red or black, like mine, like I just showed you, then you are not seeing what you're buying. And then you might be like, it's gasoline. No, it's not. See, if you stop at the gas station, sure, it's gasoline. But if you're stopped in the middle of nowhere because you didn't get gasoline enough to travel or whatever, then you need to go to the black market. Or if the line is 5 days and you do not want to wait, then you are entering the black market. And so I have mentioned before in the books that that is a very bad idea for you to have containers that are dark and you not knowing how to test the product that you're getting, because gasoline is going to be counterfeited. People will buy the gasoline and they will add oil or water or oil and water and whatever it is that they add to it, so that they can sell you. Let's say that they only put half a gallon of gasoline, and the other half they fill up with whatever. And you're thinking, okay, this is a gas container, so it's supposed to contain gasoline, and then you're fine. Yeah, and as soon as you put it into your car breaks. And now that is going to cost you, I don't know, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, because you didn't understand the color of the container was important, and you didn't know how to do the trading for the gasoline properly, and stuff like that. So, all of these things are important. That's why, I wrote the car agenda, so that you have certain things that you are supposed to buy. Even if you do not have a car, you probably want to buy certain things. And certain things that you want to have in your car, and then I have mentioned how to deal with black markets for certain things. Because if you don't know, then it's going to cost you time, money, frustration, and then it will even, create other kinds of issues. Because if you're dealing with the black market and stuff like that, then you're basically on the hook of doing things that are illegal, very likely. I mean, they might be totally legal, by the way, but at the same time, since you bought something to someone that does not have, a gas station, because you bought it in the middle of the street, then what are you going to do? You can't sue that person, because that person, is in the black market. It's totally legal what they're doing. They're just transferring gasoline to you, and they're selling it to you. But that is legal. But you're dealing with a black market, and you can't exactly, sue them or make them liable or whatever. And so this is going to create a lot of issues with the gasoline and with the diesel and with whatever other fuel you are getting. And this is also done in propane tanks. I do not know how, but some propane tanks, they will not fill them up with propane, but they will fill them up with water and other things that are heavy, so that you are thinking that you have stuff that you do not, and is counterfeited. See, we are dealing with all kinds of, I don't know how to put it, not real things, and people will go by image. So we have social media that is all fake. Not all of it, obviously, but I'm just generalizing. People will put filter into the photos. People will lie on their status and stuff like that. And people will also use, they will use to sell anything. And that includes lies. So this means that you are going to have to understand how to spot the process of understanding what's real versus not real. That is not easy. It's not easy because most people are either unaware, lazy, or we just don't know. 99% of the time, the answer is we don't know. We live in a world where fake food is all over the place. I have mentioned that in all of my videos, most of my videos. So you have fake things, fake, fake food, and almost fake everything. So what makes you think that when you're going to be dealing with gasoline or fuel, propane and things like that, batteries and all of that, what makes you think that they are not going to also be fake or counterfeited? And the problems about you dealing with fake things are major. There will be the lack of energy, the lack of time, the lack of resources, and an excess of frustration, anger, and annoying and mistrust to other people, and a lot of other things. So the containers that you want to have to to deal with the black market probably should be transparent, so that you can see if there is a difference on the density of the liquids that you're getting. Because that one is the easiest way to spot, whether gasoline is real or not, because if you have the gasoline, it should be only one color. I mean, if you have only this color, then you know it's this color. But if it is half brown and half this color, then it's half gasoline and half water or whatever. So there is a line. There are things that you can do. So, some of these things, are going to test your limits in terms of patience and in terms of processing, because it will also test your communication skills. Because if you don't know how to tell people, I'm not getting that unless you do it like this, because you will offend people. By the way, you will offend people. I'm telling you right off the bat, you will. I'm not saying you might. I said you will offend a lot of people, including scammers of all kinds and things like that. They will act offended. So if somebody is selling you gasoline, they will be kind of like, why don't you trust that I'm giving you the good stuff? And then you're like, no, I'm sorry, but then I'm going to do it my way. Yeah. So you are going to have to face the fact that you are going to offend certain people. If they are offended, then you need to figure out how to do things without offending certain people, because certain people are going to be doing this the right way, meaning they are actually selling you something that is good. And if you're going to test the product, they will feel that you're probably recording them and you're probably, doing something to screw them over. Because, let's say that you are somebody who never breaks the law and you're doing this, but you are not going to screw somebody so that they will have their car damaged. You are doing this just because you need the money and you work at a gas station. So you are not going to screw somebody their car or anything like that. You just want to take the money because, you are helping someone skip the line and stuff like that. So, so you should get a share. So you are risking getting out of your job. You're risking getting a fine. You're risking a lot. And then this person have the audacity to say that you are trying to screw them over. So, yeah, there is going to be offense everywhere. I mean, people will feel offended and you will also offend them. There is no way around it. You will find this experience one way or another. And when that happens, you need to figure out how to handle this one, because it's a dark skill. And since it is a dark skill, you will have somebody who is doing the right thing and is not going to screw you over. But more likely, you will have somebody who is just seeing you as somebody who is not going to step up or whatever, and is kind of scared of doing this, so they will screw you over very bad. And then you are going to have to pay the consequences. So that's why, I said in one of my videos, I told you that the best advice that I can give you is never ever take anything that you are going to be handling the consequences, but somebody else handles the fun and the enjoyment and the fruits of this labor, because it's going to be bad. So, you need to understand that handling things during good times, something as simple as you getting gasoline in a container, is easy. But during hard times, it's not like that. It's never about the thing that you're doing. It will be way more. Why? Because everybody's energy is going to be out of whack, like insane, crazy. Because everybody is going to try to figure things out, and everybody's going to be spread out between 40 things that they have in their heads and 40 things that they need to do to survive, and nobody knows what to do first. And everybody is trying to concentrate, but nobody can, because it's too hard and everything. And so if your energy is all out of whack, and then your emotions are all messed up, because you might feel that you are doing the right thing, but at the same time something is wrong, or you're thinking, I should not be doing this, but at the same time I have no choice, or something like that, then the energy is out of whack, the emotion, as in the energy in motion, is insane, and then your logic is also going to go out of control, because you will not have the power to concentrate on anything, because you are trying to fix the problem with the gasoline, the propane, the water, the electricity, the food, the cash, and then the cleaning, and then the laundry, and then your family, and then everything. So if you are a man, by the way, I do not need to tell you that men are meant to handle one thing at a time, or maybe two things at a time. And since they are not going to be presented with one or two, but they are going to be presented with 20, and the 20 of them will be attacking them at the same time. Yeah, I do not need to tell you that men are going to commit more suicide. I don't need to tell you that men will go more insane, like literally into alcoholism or whatever. They are going to not be able to handle things as women, because their brain is entirely different. And I do not need to tell you that men will be probably more violent towards other men. And oh my God, like I said, if you're thinking that men are bad with women, oh no, you should see what weak men do with strong men, and vice versa. Oh my God, there are times in which I swear it's better to be a woman. Oh, this is one of those times. And anyway, point being that, is not going to be the same. So people are thinking, yeah, it's going to be like in the movies. No, it's not. No, it's not. Your expectations are for everything being with the system working. The system is not working. You are not doing everything slowly, with calmly, or one thing at a time. You are doing everything fast and in a hurry and stressed and everything, because you not only need to get the freaking gasoline, you also need to get food, money, water, electricity, propane, and other things. And you have to do it in a daily basis, because every single day you will need water, every single day you will need food, every single day you will need the cash, and every single day you will need every resources from the system. It's not like, okay, I'm going to quit, so 1 week I can spend without money. Yeah. Or 1 week I can spend without internet. Right. Or 1 week, oh no, let's take a vacation from the food or from the water. It's not like that. So, understanding certain processes on how to do things and how to try to keep your head cool, then it will help you avoid wasting the resources that you have, because every time that you waste a little bit of the resources, you will feel or be less and less and less intelligent. Now, this has been proven, by the way, by social studies, psychological studies, and chemical studies inside your hormones and inside your brain and inside everything. The reason being, like I said, your energy, which is the source of everything, is out of whack. And gasoline is one of those things that is going to drive you crazy. Water, gasoline, and propane. Food, like I said, yeah, but it's manageable. Food will be manageable. Not gasoline? Ooh! No gasoline and no diesel? Yeah, how are you going to get anything? Really? Like even you going to a supermarket with somebody else, it's somebody else's car. So you might be thinking, okay, I can do that. I can use you going to somebody else's, I can carpool to go to the supermarket and stuff. Yeah, what about if you happen to have a lot of money and then buy a lot of food and you put it into somebody else's car? What do you think is going to happen if that person doesn't have the same amount of money that you do? They are going to take a toll on that food. They are going to tell you, because by the way, I have had that. There was one time in which somebody, there was a woman who helped me out, even though that my mom and her were friends, and my mom had done, you have no idea how many times my mom helped her out, and my mom, this woman should have been kind of like in debt with my mom. But she entered the car, and we were buying eggs. There was a shortage of eggs, and she had to get one package. I got one package, and she wanted to do something that required half of my package of eggs. So we went there. We did the same line. We did everything, and as soon as we got into the car, she said, "You are giving me your eggs, right?" And then I was like, "What? No, I'm serious. I'm going to do, this and that. So I'm expecting you to give me half of your eggs." And then I was like, sorry, but, my mom paid for this. I don't have money. These are my mom's eggs. I can't give them to you. And then she looked at my mom, and she just said, looked at her, and then she said, "So you're my friend and you're giving that to me, right?" And my mom had no choice. She gave him half of the eggs, but I can tell you right now that from that point forward, we never spoke to her ever again. I mean, for all I know, she could be dying in the street and we probably will not even look at her, because she played dirty. And there will be people that will be so desperate that they will be playing dirty, even if they are good people. And once you start playing dirty, you need to understand the consequences, because you will be associated with dark things, including the thing about trading with the gasoline. Your neighbor or your friend might be kind of like, "Yeah, I can give you a ride, but if I give you the ride, then, then you have to give me the gasoline and the container." And then you're like, "But I need the container so that I can fill it up again." "Yeah, but you don't have a car, so I need it more than you do, so the container is mine." And then you're like, okay, fine. I will go and buy another container. So now you gotta figure out how to get another container and then fill it up again, so that you can ask somebody else the same favor. So it's not about you taking the gasoline, it's about finding the containers. And that's why, people will be trying to figure it out so that they can get containers that they can part with, and they can be used for measurement and stuff like that. And it's not going to be a process that is just an emergency. It will be bad for it will put perspectives into place. And you will have a lot of people that will show you, by the way, you are going to be surprised. I'm not telling you that you might be surprised. Oh no, you are going to be surprised. There are people that you think they are your enemies, or they don't like you, or whatever. And then bad times showed up, and these people that you didn't get along with, now they are the ones who are pulling you, and they are the ones who are helping everybody, and they are the ones who are doing whatever it is. And the point is that you got out of something thanks to them. Oh, and by the way, they don't want anything. And then you're like, but I want to. No, I don't want anything from you. Why? Because there is a lot of people that put God before anything. So they are not doing things because of whatever else people are doing. They are doing things because of God. They are doing things because they believe that there is a bigger thing going on, and they are not going to screw things over because they believe in God, even though that they might be doing I don't know, something weird, like I told you, the gas station guy who is selling you something and it's bad, but at the same time they are doing it because they have no choice, and so they are not going to screw you over, and then they will also help you out, despite you being a stranger, or they not liking you, or you not liking them. And it will be kind of like the same for when you make mistakes and everything else. Oh, and the ones that you so-called friends, they are going to probably screw you over. I said probably. I didn't say that they will, because there are friends that will truly prove their friendship to you. They will be kind of like, I'm sorry, can I take your container because I don't have a container? Or maybe, how about if we go together and then we buy extra containers for you and for me? Where did you get them? And then they will go, and they will go the extra mile to get the new containers, and then they will probably ask you, hey, I don't have that much cash, but if it is $5, I might have three. Will you mind, paying this one for me, and I know it's a lot, but I don't have, that much cash and things like that. So, because there are people that will be honest about what they want, and they will be honest about the fact that they cannot get it. It will be kind of like, I'm sorry, sweetie, I want an ice cream and I can't afford it. I only have 40 cents and the freaking thing is $1. So, will you mind, I'm giving you 40 cents, will you mind buying me one? Because I really want the ice cream. There will be people like that. So, when somebody else is honest with you, then you gotta try to help them out. But at the same time, that one is also going to create some issues with certain people that will be kind of like, I don't like people, asking me stuff, so I'm just going to step them aside. So you gotta value what you value first. If you value honesty and integrity, then you keep the people that are like that, despite the fact that they might be annoying, or they might be weird, or you might not like the fact that they are always asking and they are always begging, because at least they are honest. But other people might not be honest, and they will just take things from you, and you will not even know. So, what do you value more? And there are times in which you will have to ask yourself this, and if you don't ask yourself this, then it's going to be in an automatic mode. And if it is in an automatic mode, then you are going to be dragging everybody else down, and then it's going to go insane, because you are also going to be begging sometimes, and you are also going to be asking sometimes, and it's not bad or good, it's just that there is a saying from people that are very, very cool, that they said, I have never in my entire life been poor. I just have a condition. My condition is that I currently do not have money. And then, Oh, when you meet people like that, I swear they make your day because it's like, yeah, that's the very definition of being poor. And they're like, no, you see, I have a high spirit. I'm honest, and life will help me out somehow. And you will see them with bad clothing or good clothing, and they don't care, and I don't know, they might be looking good, and then the next day they went to get into a haircut or something, and they look like a transformation from going from the frog to the prince. And sometimes it will be vice versa. You will see them like the prince who went into going back to the frog. So it's insane. And when this happens with women, by the way, this will happen more with men than women. When you're sitting with women, it's going to be different because women are going to be kind of like, yeah, this is, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but oh crap. Yeah. With women, it's going to be kind of like a thing that they will be kind of like, I told you so. I knew. I knew I was going to be, I don't even know how to explain it, but with women it's a fun thing. But men, men will choke you. But women are the ones that you're going to be kind of like, okay, did I just wake up in Narnia, or did I just close my eyes and all of a sudden I'm in Jupiter, or how the hell did I get here, or something like that with women, because women are yeah, women. Oh, okay. And I know because I am one. So anyway, having said all of that, I hope that this video was helpful. And like I said, if you wanted to buy the books that are in Gumroad, the links are down below for everything. And I hope that, yeah, I hope that you kind of understood the thought process about expectation versus reality, because your expectations are for good times and the system working, and bad times the system is down, and yeah, nobody knows how to handle not having the system. And because, by the way, even if you have the money of a billionaire, you might not be able to replace the system. So it's a thing. So I hope that you don't have to go through the thing. But if you do, then you will have a better expectation for next time.